Hey, you're watching Confession Multiverse, the place where we bring you the most powerful confessions straight from the stories people can't stop talking about. Sometimes the smallest details change everything. A text, a glance, or, in this case, a few photos she forgot to delete. She looked me in the eye and said, "Relax, it's just a work trip." But a week later, I was staring at photos that shattered everything I thought I knew about us. She thought she was careful. She thought I'd never find out. But what I saw on that screen ended our relationship forever. Let me take you back to how I discovered the truth. For almost 4 years, she was my everything. We shared an apartment, split bills, talked about marriage. It felt solid, comfortable, like we were building a future brick by brick. I trusted her completely. She never gave me a reason not to. So when she came home one night and casually said, "By the way, I've got a quick work trip next week," I didn't think twice. She worked in marketing, travel wasn't unusual. But something about the way she said it, almost too smooth, like she'd practiced it in her head, didn't sit right with me. I brushed it off, told myself I was overthinking. But looking back, that was the first red flag. The night she packed, I noticed something that didn't fit. Her suitcase wasn't filled with business clothes. It was silk tops, a little black dress, perfume she usually saved for nights out. I laughed it off and said, "Networking dinners must be fancy." She froze for half a second, then smiled and gave me a rehearsed answer. That pause said more than her words. When she arrived, the silence grew louder. Normally, she'd send me selfies from her hotel room, show me the view, maybe even FaceTime before bed. This time, nothing. Just a short text. "Made it safe. Busy day tomorrow." "Good night," I called once. She let it ring. When she finally answered, I heard music and voices in the background. She brushed it off as a late dinner with colleagues. Over the next few days, her texts turned cold. Instead of our usual back and forth, all I got was busy, TTYL or exhausted, talk later. And when I suggested a video call, she snapped, "Do you really need me to prove where I am?" "I'm too tired for this," that one cut deep, because now I was torn between two voices in my head. One said she's cheating. You can feel it. You know, the other whispered, "Don't be paranoid. Don't ruin this by being controlling. Trust her." So I sat with the doubt. I tried to believe her turn. But the truth was already creeping in. The truth didn't come crashing down during her trip. It came after she came home. One night she asked me for a favor. Her phone was full, running out of storage. She wanted me to back up her photos on my laptop. She handed it over so casually, like she had nothing to hide. At first it was harmless. Screenshots of recipes, random memes, pictures of our dog. Then I saw it. A folder. Not hidden, just buried a little too deep. And the moment I clicked, my stomach dropped. The first photo looked innocent. She was at dinner, smiling at the camera. But the angle was wrong. Someone else had taken it. Someone sitting across from her. The second photo made my chest tighten. She was holding up a glass of wine, smiling in a way she hadn't smiled at me in months. Softer, flirty, intimate. Then came the one that stole the air from my lungs. A selfie. Her leaning close to a man I didn't recognize. His hand rested lightly on her shoulder. Too familiar, too comfortable. Another photo, blurry but clear enough. The two of them laughing together at a hotel bar, drinks scattered, his tie loosened, her hair down. Not coworkers, not colleagues, something else. And then the final one, her in the black dress she packed for networking, sitting in a dimly lit room. In the mirror behind her, his reflection, shirt unbuttoned. That was it. No denials, no excuses, no "you're imagining things." For a long time, I just stared at the screen, waiting for my rage to take over. I wanted to storm into the bathroom, shove the laptop in her face, and demand answers. But then, I stopped myself. That's what she wanted. Drama. A fight she could twist into me being the villain. So instead, I did something far worse. I stayed calm. I copied the photos into a private folder, deleted the sync history so she wouldn't notice, closed the laptop. By the time she came out of the shower, humming to herself, wrapped in a towel, I was sitting on the couch scrolling like nothing had happened. She leaned down, kissed my cheek, and said, "Thanks, babe. You're a lifesaver." Did it work? I smiled faintly. Yeah, all done. She didn't notice the shift in my eyes. She didn't realize everything had changed. From that night on, I stopped being her boyfriend. I became her consequence. The first move was small. Spotify. I logged in, removed her profile, changed the password. The next morning, she frowned. "Hey, did Spotify glitch? My account disappeared." I shrugged. "Weird. Maybe check with support." She brushed it off. Until Netflix. Same treatment. Password changed. Silent. That night she asked, "Why won't it log me in?" I didn't even look up from my laptop. "Oh, I downgraded the plan. Didn't make sense to pay for multiple screens." Her eyes flickered. Suspicion. But she said nothing. The bigger move came a week later. Her car, the one she drove every day to work, wasn't really hers. The title, the insurance, the loan, all in my name. I sent her a calm text. "Hey, I'll need the car keys back. Insurance gets messy if you're not on the lease. Better we figure it out now." She replied instantly. "Wait, what?" "That's my car." I typed slow. "It's in my name. Friends don't drive each other's cars. You wanted space. I'm giving it to you." The silence after that text? Deafening. Piece by piece, I dismantled her safety net. Our joint bank account? Split. Her name on my credit card? Gone. The lease? Mine alone. And the more I pulled away, the more desperate she became. Her texts turned clingy. Her tone swung from sweet to angry to panicked. One night she snapped, "Why are you acting so cold?" I looked her dead in the eyes. "I'm just treating you like a friend." Her face dropped. That's when the cracks started showing. She wasn't losing her boyfriend. She was losing her comfort. And she had no idea I hadn't even played my strongest card yet, because I still had the photos, the ones she thought were gone. It all broke on a Thursday night. She came home late, perfume too strong, makeup smudged like she'd rushed to cover something up. She dropped her bag on the counter, forced a smile, and said casually, "So, are we good? You've been acting weird lately." I looked at her for a long moment. Then I set my phone down, leaned back, and asked, "Do you really want to know?" Her smile faltered. "Of course, why wouldn't I?" I stood, walked to my laptop, and opened the folder she thought I'd never seen. Without a word, I turned the screen toward her. The first photo appeared, her at dinner with him, her face drained of color. The second photo, and her holding a glass of wine, that flirty smile. She stammered, "That's just a coworker." I clicked again. The selfie, his hand on her shoulder. She gasped, "No, wait, it's not." I clicked again. The bar photo, drinks scattered, her hair down, their laughter caught forever. Tears welled in her eyes. She shook her head, begging, "Please, it's not what it looks like." I can explain. Then I clicked the last one. The black dress, the dim room, his reflection in the mirror behind her, shirt unbuttoned. Her hand flew to her mouth. She broke. "I made a mistake," she sobbed. "Just one mistake. Don't throw this away." I stayed calm, dead calm. "Next time you take a work trip, remember to delete the proof." She reached for me, tears running down her face. "But I need you." "I love you." I shook my head. "No, you don't love me. You love the comfort I gave you. The car, the apartment, the safety. That's gone now." She collapsed onto the couch sobbing, but I didn't feel pity. I felt free. I didn't explode. I didn't scream. I didn't even slam the door. I just grabbed my jacket, my keys, and walked out. Over the next week, I moved her things out of the apartment, changed the locks, sold the car she thought was hers. Piece by piece, I cut every tie until there was nothing left for her to hold on to. She called, she texted, she begged, but I never answered. Mutual friends asked what happened. I didn't rant. I didn't drag her name through the dirt. I just said one line. She took a work trip. She didn't come back the same, and that was enough. People drew their own conclusions. Meanwhile, she spiraled. Clingy messages, panicked calls. Her safety net was gone. Her lies had caught up with her, but me? I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't broken. For the first time in years, I was at peace, because silence doesn't always mean emptiness. Sometimes silence is freedom. It wasn't the trip that ended us. It wasn't even the photos. It was the fact that the moment she chose to betray me, the relationship was already dead. I just hadn't buried it yet. Now, the silence in my apartment doesn't feel empty. It feels like peace, and that's the kind of peace you only find once you stop fighting for someone who was never fighting for you. If you've ever ignored the red flags, let this be your reminder. Don't, because one day you'll find the photos they forgot to delete, and you'll wish you had trusted your gut sooner. Share your story into the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because tomorrow's confession might sound a lot like yours.